Do we want to be taxed on $1.5 million? Please, by show of hands, how many people would like to be taxed on $1.5 million? Nobody? Nobody? Right, exactly. This is a domestic asset protection trust. Domestic asset protection trust, guess what? Wasn't made for this context. The domestic asset protection trust was made simply for purposes of doctors, lawyers, accountants, celebrities, people who are targeted in one way or the other, based upon the nature of their profession or based upon how they might potentially have a excess liability coverage lawsuit. Doctor, amputates the wrong leg on surgery or something like that. Now he's got a, $100 million lawsuit against him, and he's got a $10 million coverage, and so $90 million, something had to go somewhere. Well, it allows those individuals to put money into these irrevocable, non-grantor trusts. They can't get to it under certain circumstances. They might, and the others being the creditors, can't get to it. But there's use in the context of our estate tax exemptions and where we're going with the tax law right now. Domestic Asset Protection Trust, Michigan is just one of 17 states to even have this. It's an irrevocable trust, which means it's not counted as part of your assets. So let's take that silly example that I just made a moment ago. Say we had $10 million that we had all together. Say it's a $7 million estate tax exemption, I'm changing it a little bit. And we have $3 million that we want to go ahead and avoid that estate tax exemption against. The way we avoid that is by essentially setting up the Domestic Asset Protection Trust. Because that $3 million that was above the $7 million I just mentioned a moment ago isn't counted. It's not counted. Someone else is a trustee managing your assets. Now that probably doesn't make you feel extremely comfortable, but there's something in the Domestic Asset Protection Trust that made this a little bit more attractive. You still maintain some control. You've got the power to direct, basically, not veto, but some of the investments that your trustee is making. You've got the power to veto certain distributions as well. You can't have that in an ILIT, the Irrevocable Life Insurance Trust. It's not set up that way. This is set up during the course of your lifetime, and it's set up with actual access money. But you can see in all capitals I've got there. This should be used for assets you don't need immediately. Again, take that example of $10 million versus $7 million. The laws perhaps only allow us to go ahead and shelter $7 million if we're married. If we're single, $3.5 million. So what do we do at that point? If we're single and it's $5 million, do we want to be taxed on $1.5 million? Please, by show of hands, how many people would like to be taxed on $1.5 million? Nobody? Nobody? Right, exactly. Okay? That's the point, is we have this area that we can put that money that we do not want immediate access to into a domestic asset protection trust. I also refer to it as a DAPT, as you can see.